I said my next one would be a medicinal, and I'm doing it live so I don't have to edit. Good morning. It's Tuesday, Mars Day. Wear something red as a nod to your athleticism. Okay, I'm going to step over here and get my boiling water. I just warmed up my mug, and I'm just putting I'm making an Americano, but with sort of some tonic in it. That's me. I just go crazy. I love it. So Motherwort Herb Farm is a local, reputable Oregon farm. I'm not sponsoring these at the moment. Maybe I will. Ashwagandha too, they invited me to sponsor, so maybe I'm not yet though. Ashwagandha from Portland Ashwagandha Farm. So I'm putting it into the boiling water. Sometimes I do it opposite. So I'm doing at least 2 of those. Because I don't do it twice a day, I forget to in the afternoon. So I usually just do my tonics in the morning. Occasionally I will do it in the afternoon. And then they only call for 30 drops, but that's about, I'm doing a little, maybe double. And then I've got these Sentimani, and they were hit by the hurricane. This one is the Fortify, so it's actually not available. What I would buy instead, I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon of the Fortify, which is amazing. I don't have my glasses on, so I'll tell you in a second. And 1/2 teaspoon of Vitalize. So this is kind of my birthday present. I'm doing what I'm calling Operation Cindy. I accidentally called it Project Cindy in the hashtags yesterday. Oh, that was a lot. Then now this is, not definitely last, but definitely not least, is the shilajit. This is the best in the world. It's the ooh la la. It's the crème de la crème. It is the absolute best, where you wouldn't even want any other after having theirs. And I just bought 2 of them and they're not cheap. They're, make sure that's clean. It's a black resin of mineral rich, okay, from, I don't know where they actually get this, Himalayas, or no, probably not. But anyway, that's a large serving. You can put it right in your drink, but I like to make sure it all goes down the hatch, so I just put it in my mouth. It's very bitter, very mineral rich. So this is Sentimani shilajit, Portland, Oregon. If you're here, you could go to Dragon Herbarium, is where I just bought this yesterday or the day before they run out, because they won't be getting any more, because Sentimani was hit not for a while. They were in North Carolina. So I use wood to stir. Then I know you can't see it, so I just put this like that. I've already frothed out the steam. Just gonna let it go into my cup. And anything I'm forgetting, I'm not making a latte because I like to not create that insulin in my body in the morning. I want to do it more of a black coffee-ish, which is said to not, it's as if you're still fasting in a certain way. So that's why sometimes I make them in the afternoon. It's lovely and frothy. Sometimes I make them in the afternoon just because I want to make kind of a creamy latte. Yep, I made it. You can use it out of blend up your cashews. You can make it out of with a, what do you call it? One of these, a frother with the best cashew butter, like an organic cashew butter. And that would just be the fastest. You don't need to buy those fancy pasteurized creams. You can get a raw cashew butter. That's the way to go. But for the morning, like I was saying, I haven't eaten anything yet. This is my, what do you call it? It's still kind of black coffee, so that doesn't break your fast. Does that make sense? Wow. So everything just tastes very mineral rich, and it's going to be slightly activated by the caffeine. The caffeine is, I forget the word, a catalyst, but that's not the word, for your tonics. So these are lion's mane, cordyceps, chaga, reishi. I could grab my glasses and read the label to you, but it doesn't have to be this exact one that I have. Like, you can get your own tonics. I do recommend, highly recommend Health Force Nutritionals, their Myco Force. I see somebody here, so definitely I'm going to get my glasses. Here they are. Okay. Yeah, good morning and happy Tuesday. Martes in Spanish can help you remember that it's Mars Day. And so tinctures are where they extract the plant into medicine, into the alcohol, and research and studies do confirm that it gets more out of the plant when they use an alcohol extraction process. So I'm in recovery, so I don't drink, so I put it in very hot water, and so most of it evaporates. It's a very small amount, almost like eating fruit and having it ferment in your stomach. Granted, I thought about that. I'm like, well, if alcohol all evaporated, then they wouldn't have hot toddies at bars or, coffee drinks. So yeah, you want to let it evaporate and just use a small amount as medicinal. If you are extra sensitive and you find yourself getting cravings, stop right away, go to your meetings, whatever. I don't notice that, and I am careful. So I did use this. Centimani tonics got hit by the hurricane, so they won't be re-upping for a while. If you're in Portland, you can go to Dragon or Barium before they sell out. This one I really like because I just it's a must. Reishi, lion's mane, chaga, turkey tail, cordyceps, agaricus, tremella, astragalus. I know that word. Schizandra, chinpea, longan, licorice. So these are going to be great for women, for your strength, for your brain, for your mind, for your heart, opening your shen, balancing. So it's called Fortify, which I need. I mean, you've seen me over the years. I didn't delete the videos. I was very depleted. I left them up. Maybe someday I'll delete them. But Vitalize. So there's another one. Now this one, American Ginseng, you go girl. Eleuthero, Morinda, Cordyceps again, there we go. Agaricus again, Astragalus again, Eucomia, Codonopsis, Goji, Schizandra, and licorice again. So that is worth repeating. Oh wait, yeah, Schizandra. Okay, I gotta get settled by my journal. So if anyone has any questions, I mean, this is a wonderful way. If you're going to drink coffee, if you don't drink coffee, it's recommended you put it in a base of like green tea or very mild white tea for your tinctures. Let me take a sip. Wall. Anybody know how to just do a little wall patch? Like just help. I should do that. So good. So like I was saying, I'm doing mine like black in the morning so that I can, not start my eating process. Right now, it's fall. It's a good time to remember the weather is changing, and that's when people's bodies, they say, "Oh, I got the flu." No, your body's trying to detox. Uh-oh, here's somebody. So sometimes at night I will do a tonic. You can do tonics for different reasons, like to relax at night, lemon balm, or to work on those critters like wormwood and black walnut, or just to what we do around the world for ancient civilization. We would worm our animals and ourselves. I can't say I'm the best at actually doing it. I kind of nod to that on full moons, but I don't really feel like I do a full one. But the point I'm trying to make is that you can make a tonic. You can make it out of something else. Like this one is called, my daughter had it, Rainforest Stress Release Formula Flower Essences. So you could always put that in your tea or coffee in the morning. And it's to make it a habit and make it a fun habit. And if you like to froth things and make it frothy, go right ahead. I just usually do that later in the day. So this is kind of like this is my little setup here. Oh, wow. So it's actually really creamy. I'm going to sit out here for a second. My arm's hurting. It's actually, it's a red for Mars Day. You can do a nod to the planet that rules Aries. That's for athleticism, having your strength and exertion. What is that? Why is there... I keep having this fear that someone's camping outside our fence or whatever, but I see a huge blanket. Huge blanket. What is that? I think maybe it's a tarp. I'll go look soon. So for making tonics for women, one place I recommend looking to research about yourself is Susan Weed, the classic menopause years, but she also has it, Susan Weed, Women's Wisdom, something like that, in her books that help you just go through, like in the index, it's really set up great for you to, okay, no more mouth problems here, for you to look up what you're experiencing, if you're having any symptoms of younger women, cramps, irregularity, excess flow, irritability. And when I did that, I studied all her books. I really came to one that was perfect for myself and my daughter. It's motherwort, and this is not meant to be medical advice. It's just a plant that's called adaptogen, and it will work for all ages and different states. It listens to your body. So this is really, it's supposedly woo-woo, but it's super important. I think I froze up, to have that intention, or just, it can be, this is your chance for the imaginary friend, okay? You have a little imaginary connection, but it's actually real with that plant spirit guide. And first you thank it, and ask it to support you, if it would, with all respect. And you can make some kind of offering or give it away on the other side. With all respect, let's acknowledge the land we're on. This is unceded territory, never surrendered lands of the Grand Ronde tribes and others. I believe they were Chinook speaking. But because of that, it takes time to kind of authenticize into this and all, and to pay your dues. However, just quietly and not without announcing it, just sprinkle organic tobacco around your porch or into the bushes and tree, and thank Earth for that. And I think that's a great way to try to do something small to help Native people and to help the Native Earth. And that's a way of thanking it for that motherwort. If you put it in your drink, if you have it in your morning drink, to realize we are the earth. Take care of your body. Taking Native American studies. After decades of various approaches to, you could say, decolonizing parts of myself, and as much as I can, and honoring also my roots, honoring my own roots, and then realizing, becoming aware and processing the white privilege, and learning and processing going out of shame and guilt into more of a sense of responsibility and delight and joy in where I'm living, and how to be responsible now in some way with regarding this land and the earth and natural healing, and being an ally to Native Americans. So with that being said, if you're non-Native and you want to still offer tobacco, that would be keep it, you know how they say, do something nice and don't get caught? It would be, because in a way it's very triggering. It's to Native people to kind of see non-Native people using these techniques, although some are thrilled to see. I would be thrilled if, to see, okay, well, thank goodness someone's putting tobacco out there. Thank goodness someone's putting it in there. There's a lot of that too. And so then if you've read, kind of back to the Susan Weed book, I will put a link. I think I have it in my LinkedIn. The Amazon click through of my affiliate. That would be awesome. I would really, every little bit helps. To go to that book, Susan is spelled Susun, Weed. And that will give you some ideas on what tincture to use. And then as far as the dry ground, different herbs, traditional Chinese herbs. Some of them are just traditional, also Western. I'm also, don't have a code with them, but I'm getting there. It's Hing herbs. I am more of a wholesale buyer because I'm a practitioner, and I was making those for clients quite a bit for a while. I just haven't lately with everything going on, teaching and so forth. But Hing, Jing, they have sales. Go look at theirs. Products, things like pearl powder. Put the pearl powder in there, whip it in with your maybe dandy blend. And if you don't drink coffee, use like a dandy blend. It's a ground dandelion root. Let me take a sip. So I am going to get to my journaling, kind of 15 minutes or 3 pages of the morning pages that, Julia Cameron's Artist Way made that quite popular. It's a tried and true way to kind of, like she says, letting out some of the stale water out of the hose before you drink the water for artists and creatives. So it's also just that way, I think, like getting a lot of that out. You can blurt, you can just vent or celebrate. You can visualize, you can make it be anything you want. It can be a scribbled to-do list and then start talking about your dream. It can be congratulating yourself that you exercised or walked, whatever, or making a goal or a vision of your new life. There's no wrong way. You can just write, I don't know what to say, for 3 pages. So basically, I hope I've made that very clear. If people aren't familiar with intermittent fasting, it's very controversial, but it's really one of the best things I've seen for, depending on the person, but in general, to give your digestion a rest, give your digestion a break. And so when you start, every time you eat, creates an insulin effect, which is slightly aging to you. So it's exacerbating the aging process. So to keep your body nourished, but I mean, this is actually nourishing. I don't know if this is kicking in the insulin because it's got the fruiting bodies of the extracts of mushrooms in with the black coffee. But in general, it's still letting your body grab onto these superfoods without that extra digestion of fats and nuts that, but if you wanted to, I do once a week at least, I try to make a latte, and I'll use like whipping up just raw cashews with water, making them into a cream and putting that in, then frothing it inside of the coffee and the tonics. And then you could even I like to use a little maple syrup. My body responds well to the minerals in that. It doesn't seem to respond the same as sugar, but your body. And I do very little of it because I'll use a little bit of now don't turn your mind off to this. This is, it's not like the old days of stevia. It's like English toffee stevia by Sweet Leaf. And no, I'm not sponsored by them. That's a good idea though. I should be. It's Amazon has it. Your health food store has it. They have the Sweet Leaf drops. They have vanilla. So you can, it's sort of like that fun of Sunday morning. No, but this is Tuesday. But you can make that frothy cream and have it sweet if you want, and just do less maple syrup. Maybe like Dara Dubonnet says, a titch of coconut oil to make it even more, just a titch. Because at first I was like, why just a titch? I used to put like a tablespoon in. And then I realized one day, you know what? This is very oily, So maybe my body needed it back then and it doesn't need it now. But once I realized what she meant, I thought, is she just doing that for show on her film? But once I kind of realized what Dara meant, a titch is truly just like a little pea-sized almost shape of coconut oil, of nice, clean coconut oil. And when you froth it, it adds to that froth, so you don't need as much of your cashew cream. Or if you don't want to make cream in the blender, then a real handy way is to get some nice raw organic cashew butter. Raw organic, nothing else in it, cashew butter. I think Artisana is the brand, Artisana. And you can put like a teaspoon in there, a rounded, depending on your taste. Back in the day, I would have been putting a tablespoon in there. But my body is like, my taste, palate is like, no, I don't need that much. So you use the cashew butter and a little frother, or just whisk it into your coffee with your tonic. So you'll have your coffee or tea is the base. It doesn't have to be coffee. It can be green tea or white tea. So hear me out. Then, like we did earlier, and I'll post a few stories, you put the tinctures in that you have chosen for you. Motherwort just means mother heal, so it's actually really good for almost anything, and it will heal you. Excuse me, I just messed up. Can't say that. The mother will heal you. Let's just say it spiritually. So I always have motherwort, and it turned out that when I went to my naturopathic doctor, at some point I was really stressed. I was newly kind of in menopause, and so I was having heart palpitations. I was overworking. I'd stay up too late at night, and I had a very high-fat, raw vegan diet. So no wonder that I would have some palpitations. But she was like, oh, well, you just naturally were taking what's great for your heart, which is also motherwort. Motherwort is great for your heart. It's known for that. And it's known for assisting in hormone regulation and balancing at all different ages. So my guides are telling me to finish this up. I'm going to wrap this up, and I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Mars Day, wear something red. It's a good day to get your long walk in. This Tuesdays are an athletic day, if you will. They're ruled by the planet Mars. That's the warrior of Aries. That's going to be climbing, doing stuff, exerting yourself. In my case, I'm going to do this, edit this or post it, work on some clients, and then I have a board meeting for the American Polarity Therapy Association. We are having a virtual conference November 1, 2, and 3 that's open to members or non-members. You'll learn about virtual healing, virtual distance work from one of the masters there, a younger up-and-coming master as well. So here we go. Let's see. Yeah, I would say, register to vote too. I just got a little note from the PSU. I'm taking Native American Studies at PSU. So if there's any questions about this, I think I've been very thorough. That in the morning you try to extend your fast, not kick in that insulin production that happens from eating food by having more of a black tea or black coffee with a little bit of your tinctures and these super foods. And you have a wonderful rest of your day. Woo! But for the virtual conference, I will also post that in my stories right now after I get done here. As you know, on Instagram, you can't really put your links. They aren't live links in your post. So look at my link tree, see if there's anything of interest in there. There's some wonderful things that only I put up there that I use myself and that have been truly amazing for me. Love you guys. And check out my YouTube channel. It's just getting off the ground. Yesterday was embarrassingly, but I had to post it. I ran out of time. That I had been drinking one of these with the tahini cream right before I made it and didn't realize it was on my mouth because I had also put an Irish moss facial. So I was thinking that rough feeling was just a clear Irish moss until after. So I tried to edit it out so it's not so gross. And I promise on my heart this way, I know it's terrible. I know it's like the worst thing. It grosses me out the most. If anyone has stuff on their mouth, like I can't stand it. And yet I did that yesterday. So I was taught by my guides that, hey, you got to be imperfect. That's the true nature of the artist way, is to do your creations, release them into the universe, and move forward. So it's just called C. Cummins on YouTube. It's called C, but the URL is C. Cummins. Would love to see you over there. It would mean so much to me. It would mean the world to me to kind of give me those little nudges towards getting myself regularly in that habit. So let's take a deep breath. Before I go, take a nice deep breath. I'm going to be bleaching my hair. I'm waiting for the moon to go into a sign again, like Libra or Taurus, so that it's a Venusian sign. I haven't bleached it for 1 year, and I think I'm going to do that. So I'm excited, even though I kind of like it. I like my hair, so what do you think? Okay, so the moon right now is still, I believe, in Sagittarius, so it's not even really a good time to transplant your plants, but it is a good time to kind of be guru-ish like I'm being right now. It's a good time to discuss esoteric topics and share those with others or study them if you don't know about esoteric topics. If you would like to know more about your chakras, about your astrology chart, just about what's going on now for the collective. For example, we're in an Aries North node, which means that's where we're headed, and it's a good thing to somewhat harness yourself onto those activities that are in your chart of Aries and kind of be aware of that, and leaving behind Libra is the South node. It's what you're pooping. It's pooping out Libra. You're crapping Libra, right? Oh my God. That means relationships that just aren't your highest good, etc., etc. Justice, things that you need justice for. So I'm going to get going. I want to say goodbye to my daughter before she leaves for school. Have a wonderful day. Happy Mars Day. If you have any questions about the tonics, they're just a way of life. You've got to get into the habit of things or they just don't happen, correct?